Good evening, and welcome to the Petersburg By Night podcasting network. Tonight, we present to you our Hunter the Reckoning Chronicle. What the hell is that?
Welcome to another Storyteller by Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised. Good night, everybody. Hello. I just threw my own self off. What the fuck am I doing? Yeah, we gotta restart that.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yes, I know.
We gotta make sure that's Goats in the blooper.
It's recorded. 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of What the Hell Is That? A Hunter the Reckoning Chronicle that is included within the Storyteller by Night world as a whole. So Storyteller by Night is a massive multiplayer TTRPG set in the Tampa Bay region that encompasses Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf the Apocalypse, and Hunter the Reckoning. You can find us across all socials at hashtag Storyteller by Night, so that's Instagram, TikTok, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube. If you'd like to catch up on our previous episodes, you can find us on YouTube, on Twitch, here on Twitch, or wherever you find your favourite podcasts. Our episodes are slowly being released as we get through them. Go and check us out, go and listen in, go and catch up on the crazies. Because some of the stuff that's been going on here it's definitely been interesting. The other thing is, keep an eye out because every now and then we drop 0.5 episodes on YouTube. Go and check them out. So if you think there might be something missing from this story, go and see if it's over there. Tonight, however, we are going to cross over to our illustrious band of hunters as one by one we touch base with them, see what they've been up to, see where they've been, and see what the hell they might be up to this week. We are going to bring in the evening with Victor. Victor's had an interesting couple of weeks whilst it's been quiet. He has had the recent challenge of therapy weekly as he completes the 12-week course that Emory paid for him. So as part of his agreement with his sister, He got therapy. She's actually stayed around the house a bit more. It's been. How do you think Victor's still feeling about therapy as a whole? Is he still going?
Yeah, he's still going, but
Yeah.
he takes the advices with a grain of salt, let's say that. Especially because even if she tries to actually understand him, she cannot. Basically, we are in two separate worlds, and that's that basically.
It is definitely very hard to reconcile the world of a hunter with the average mortal world, all the knowledge that you have now. But there is one person that you can talk to about some of the other side of things. Somebody that you've been to speak to many times in the past about, whether it be different cases you've been working on or just processing and understanding what's happened in your past. And that is Sally. So, are you going to visit her after work? Or are you doing this on a weekend? When are you trying to catch up with her today?
I'm going to make sure she's not busy, and he's going to just bring coffee and try to be as discreet as he can be, being not feeling followed per se, but just being careful.
Yeah. So, around 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon is a good time, because she often has breaks there from people coming in for appointments and things like that, because not a lot of people want to deal with that in the afternoon. A lot of people, it's either in the morning or after work. It's not really a mid-afternoon situation to go to a funeral home.
No.
Not for everybody. It's quieter moments. So you could definitely grab a coffee from work and head on over. So I'm guessing you're checking to make sure you're not followed as usual today?
Yep. I think Victor knows he's good at that, basically. And as I was saying last time, the minute he's not looking, things happen.
What's an awareness roll for me, please?
Yep. You get it. And especially with the new friends of William. That's 4 successes with a crit.
Okay, with 4 successes on a crit, you do not notice anybody watching you. You do drive past the museum, and there is a panhandler been sitting out the front for quite a while. You've seen the same person for a couple of weeks now.
You know what? I'm going to be a bit goofy. If I see him today, I'm going to bring in a coffee and then just don't say a thing. Get back.
So definitely when you do decide to go back to the museum, that is something you can do. Just walk past, drop a coffee off and keep moving, yes.
It's
But
too funny.
for today, other than that, and you only got that because of the crit and because you do work so close to the museum itself. Otherwise, you do not notice anyone actually following you, per se. So you pull up to the funeral home, hop out, straighten yourself, walk in. There is a new receptionist.
Oh, okay. It's recent.
Yeah, it's nothing strange. They often do cycle through receptionists at the funeral home.
Okay.
Purely because it is such a high emotionally charged job. Not everyone can handle it. Not everyone can sort of deal with being around that level of grief for such a long period of time. But she sort of looks up and goes, good afternoon. May I help you?
Yeah, I'm here to see Miss Sally, if she's available.
Miss Dinkley will potentially be free shortly. If you won't mind one moment, who may I ask is calling her? Calling to see.
Say it's Victor.
Very well, give me.
I'm used to it, so don't worry. Do your job.
Okay, one moment, please. And she sort of disappears out the back and comes back in a couple minutes. Apologies, I didn't realize you were family. Come through. And she leads you through, and Sally is in just her normal office today. She's not out the back, which is a nice change. It's not as cold in her office, you know. And you walk in with your coffee, and she looks up at you, and she's dressed fairly simply in warm slacks, even though it's fairly warm outside. But with her work going in and out of the cool rooms, it's important to stay warm at work. She's wearing sort of warm slacks, a tank top. She's got a jacket sort of hanging off the chair, and it's like a black blazer. She sort of just looks up at you and, it's been a while. Surprised you still remember my coffee order.
Never miss it for the world.
You always have been a charmer, but what do I owe the pleasure today? What's going on in the wonderful world of Victor?
I think I'm just here to talk a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, for once I don't need anything. I mean, I need a lot of things, but I mean, I'm good with it. With just waiting.
Okay. She sort of turns to you a little bit concerned, just like, what do you mean you feel like you just need to talk? What's going on?
We had the situation we talked about, you know.
You're
And
Victor, it's fine.
okay. So the guy, he got away. He got away. We got what we wanted from him, but he got away.
Okay.
And Lily is, well, she's a lot lately. Let's say that. And for her to be quiet and actually don't bring any attention and to be safe, I had to take therapy basically.
She finally convinced you to go.
Yeah, with her new boyfriend.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big change. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so I figure out, yeah, I can go to therapy or talk to someone who actually knows shit about life.
Well, you can do both.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here and I was in therapy. So.
Well, she sort of chuckles. It's like, I'm proud of you for going to therapy. I'm kind of confused as to why you thought you could make a 19-year-old girl be quiet. I don't think that's in the nature of most teenage girls, no matter how old they are.
I have to agree. I mean, the thing is, the guy I'm still tracking. I don't know about the rest of the group.
Okay.
But he knows stuff. He did some pretty serious threats. And he kidnapped Emory.
Right. What was this guy's name again?
If I'm correct, his name is Frankie. I have a DM. What was the name? I have a.
Frankie
I don't
DeLuca.
remember. DeLuca. Yeah. He got away, like asking us for money, basically to have information on leeches. I wasn't, let's say, super into it, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to be apart from the group just by that. I'm not going to be any use by myself.
Well, I think, you've spent enough time on your own trying to sort things out. It's awesome that you finally got a team to work with. Being on your own with this knowledge is not easy. I can tell you that much.
I don't do much recently. Let's say that.
I don't believe that. I think that you have your strengths in different places, and I mean, look, if you're working on yourself and going to therapy, that's going to help you be a better team member as well.
I think I actually calming myself a little bit, trying to not be frustrated all the time, not to do stuff, because from my experience now with the set, we are looking a lot and not doing a lot, because it can be dangerous.
It really can be, yeah. I'm just, to be honest, thoroughly impressed that you faced off with something or someone of this nature from what the little you told me. And you all walked away. You said Emory was kidnapped. Did she escape? Is she out? Is she safe?
Let's say
She didn't come across my table, so I'm assuming that...
That's weird. Something is wrong. I know her since some time, and something is really fucking wrong. We were asked by the Leech to actually pay him to release her, but before we get the money, he actually escaped by herself in the middle of nowhere with nothing on her. Oh, and the motherfucker has her dog tags. I want them back. So, I'm just going to put that on a pause right now, but something is wrong with Emory. Something happened, I think. I don't know why. I'm not really good at actually finding bullshit, but I can sense it. Something is wrong.
How long was she gone for, Victor?
6 days. Maybe 7 with the travel. I don't know. Something is weird.
I want you to think about your training. Think about everything you went through. You don't know what she went through.
No.
But that can change a person. The loss of control, removal of your autonomy. When someone takes that away from you, when somebody... Human beings are weird. We respond in strange ways. Some people will step out of a situation like that and be angry and curse and yell and swear and break everything around them. Some people will come out of that broken and cry and be lost until they find their strength again.
That's a thing.
Some people come out of it numb and keep themselves busy. Because if they're busy and they have a target, they don't have to think about it. Look, you know yourself. You've been, doing a bit of therapy and learning a little bit about yourself. And as you do that, you can sometimes find some peace, and that allows you freedom to act in a different way. When you haven't processed it yet, though, maybe she can't. You don't know.
Let's just say, with therapy and trying to not actually blow everything around me when something happened, I trust her.
Okay.
But there is always a possibility she got a deal with him.
Well, you either
And
trust her or you don't. Which one?
Yeah, I'm trusting her. But, it's on the back of my head. It's... You know what happened with my family? It can change a fucking whole life in just a day. So,
Yeah.
well,
Well, here's the question. Have you just sat and given Emory a space to talk?
I mean, I don't have a place. We don't have a place to talk about those
Just
things.
go for a walk together. Just sit somewhere quietly with a coffee. Go and have a drink. Just a quiet space. Work next to her. Giving someone space isn't about here's a room. Giving someone space is creating a silence that is comfortable, that should they wish to fill it with words and talk, then they can. About letting her know that through the same, you guys went through similar training, didn't you?
She has
So you know
more
that
years in it.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she has more years. She can still break just as much as you can.
I want to ask you a question.
What's that?
What if you were at my place, like on my position, with the whole ledge situation? Do you make the deal with the lesser evil, let's say, to get more grand evil, even if maybe you are used by the guy who was your friend, or I don't know, maybe you are like me against it?
I have a question for you then, in return for you to think on.
Ask Corey.
Is it better the actions in battle and the potential casualties to win a bigger war? Is it better to deal with the smaller evil for the greater good? Or do we remain honourable and never commit a small atrocity or a small murder or a small injury? I want you to think about what you are trained in. I want you to think about some of the shots you've taken. Do you know if those people that you've taken out, do they have family?
Not really. I don't know.
But do they have family? Do they have people that care about them?
I guess everyone does.
You're hurting their family, but for what reason? To hopefully end a war?
To protect people.
Exactly. So if you know you can get information, even if it's from... What's better? Be honourable and miss out on the information? And definitely hold a grudge. Don't trust. But it's just another angle to think about. I'm not advocating either way. But
It's
think
just... I feel we have like a fucking Damocles sword around our heads. And we have just pushed away a little bit. And that's going to bite us in the ass in the worst way possible.
Welcome to being human. There is one certainty. We will all die eventually.
Oh yeah, by the way, William is on FBI watch list.
I'm aware.
That's cool. How is going to be handled? I mean, he's from the Arcanum, right? So he's going to be protected in some way, or?
I don't 100% know. I just know that I had some people sniffing around here that I had to turn away. Because connections beget connections.
I'm sorry, Sally. I didn't know.
It's not the first time that I have had enforcement of some kind attempting to infiltrate my buildings. Don't stress.
They don't realize we are on the same team, right?
I don't think they do. So that's fine. We'll leave it that way. Oh, by the way, I don't have everything yet, but I need you to come see me in the next week or two. I've been doing a little bit of digging. I might have something for you.
You okay? Everything is alright?
I'm perfectly fine.
Okay.
I've been looking into your family and your history. I might have something for you.
Okay. Should I be concerned on anything? What did you think? What did you find?
I don't know yet. I'm waiting on results to come back. But I can let you know soon, okay?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Do me a favor. Keep going to therapy. You might need it.
Everybody say the same.
Maybe you should listen to them.
I don't know. If you know, when you are with like an ex-kidnapped who acts everything is going fine, a potentially terrorist on American soil, and yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. Oh, and being threatened in front of the kids with a fucking leech. Yeah, that was a lot.
Do you need me to pay for a second session every week? It sounds like you might need that too.
No, I don't get it, but Emory has a lot of money, and she actually pays for a lot of sessions.
You're very
Yeah.
lucky. Interesting.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm going with the vibe. I'm just doing that for Lily, you know.
Best reason to do it. But I need to get back to work. I've got a client shortly.
Yeah, sure. New assistant?
Yeah, the old one had a bit of a mental breakdown when we had a couple of younger clients come in. Their parent passed,
Yeah.
and she couldn't deal anymore. So
Yeah,
look, I'm used to it. There's about one every 6 months. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll train this one up. She'll recognize you after a while. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, sure.
Just remember to hold space for people to talk sometimes, Victor. Okay?
Hey, come on. I hear a fucking alpaca this week. You cannot say I'm not in a good space to actually speak to someone.
I'm not even going
Yeah.
to ask if that is a new term for something else. I have to go and deal with my clients.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. It reminds me of the farm. It's just that. It's fine.
Okay. And she's sort of chuckling. She sort of shows you out the door and says goodbye, and you sort of are able to ponder on off, and you've got a few different viewpoints to think on now. Some other things to think about. So possibly an alpaca to share again in a couple of months. We'll see what happens. But leaving you with those new thoughts and that different viewpoint from Sally, we are going to cross to Nick. So Nick, after you and Steve have had, a have a nice date night or two throughout the week. Spend a bit extra time together. Considering you possibly missed Sunday yoga, with the fact you guys went to the gallery last week, which definitely wouldn't have added to Nick's mood that day.
Oh, and he probably would have texted Steve too, so Steve wouldn't have showed up without him. He'd be like, "You can go if you want to go, but like, I just know I've got other obligations today. I won't be making it."
Yeah. So, but Steve would have been very definitely understanding and is aware that how have you described everyone? Are they like a group you work with, or your friends, or how have you described them to Steve?
Colleagues that like to hang out after work, so work friends.
Yeah. So Steve would sort of be like, yeah, look, friends, you know, it's one of those things, it's fine.
Yeah.
Definitely set up a night or two during the week where you go out for dinner or maybe go catch a movie.
Or both. Nick's got a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
And a lot of free time later in the evenings.
100%.
He probably would have told Steve about how him and one of his coworker friends sheared an alpaca together.
that would definitely elicit a good giggle and a chuckle, and well, a man of many talents, aren't you?
I didn't do the shearing. I just held the poor guy there.
Noted. But where I would really like to touch base for you, Nick, is probably the last day of the week that you go to the shelter. You've been spending the extra time. Now, did you give your corvid friend a new name?
Nick has not named him yet.
So you go up to his cage. You go through what has almost become like your little ritual before you enter the cage with him. Is there anything in particular you do to talk to him, to get to know him, to anything that you're going to do?
I think Nick being tied to a goddess whose animal symbol is ravens and crows, he probably would rub on his artifact a little bit and just kind of get on his level. And just, he's gonna listen to what the bird has to say, if that makes sense. And just hold, this sounds so silly, but it works. He's gonna hold space for the bird because he knows the bird is traumatized.
Yeah, it doesn't sound silly. That's actually a quite commonly recognized method of dealing with abused animals. So, today you come up to the cage and he's at the back of the cage, but he doesn't appear agitated today. He sees you coming and almost gives the head a little tilt and does, you know, sort of a de-stress fluff and shakedown and starts preening.
How's his tail feathers?
He has probably about, the feathers are coming through, they're about an inch long, still covered in the sheaths, so they're all spiky. He's got like this little cactus butt at the moment, basically.
Yep.
But today it doesn't look like you're going to get launched at if you come into the cage.
Just woo!
So you come in. And what do? Do you stand there? Do you sit down? Are you going to pot around with his food and water? What are you doing?
Well, I think he'd make sure he's got his evening feed before really anything else. And then closing that. Sorry. He's going to make sure the little guy is fed. And he is going to then just kind of sit there, and he's been bringing him like little trinkets and baubles and things like that, knowing that that is probably the best way to befriend a corvid of any species of corvid. So he's probably just kind of, I think he's gotten to a point where instead of him putting it in the tray and flipping it around, he'll bring it in with him and just kind of hold it out and let him pick it out of his hand, like a couple of different things, and let him decide what he wants.
You've done this quite a few times, and usually he makes his way down the purchase because he's still not the best at flying. Like, he can land himself without injuring himself, but he can't really steer without the tail feathers. Today he normally comes on over and he looks at what you've got and he grabs something and takes off again. Takes it back up to his little box at the back top up out of the cage.
Yeah.
Tonight, this afternoon, he sort of comes down a bit slower and more relaxed than usual. Almost like, this is now our routine. This is okay. And he hops over to you, tilts his head, grabs one of the little trinkets out of your hand, and instead of taking off up to the back of the cage, how is Nick sitting? Is he sitting legs in front of him, legs crossed?
I would imagine he'd sit crisscross, because I'd imagine because this is one single bird in an enclosure, it's not that big. Yeah, Nick's tall. So he would have sat crisscross.
He actually comes over to you, he grabs one of the little trinkets, and instead of going back up to the back of his cage, he actually hops up onto Nick's knee and settles down, almost relaxed, looking at you, just sort of fiddling with maybe the coin in his beak. Then drops it and tucks it back under your arm, which is a very common corvid behavior. Once they're like, oh, no, you need this too. And he slowly...
It's a sign that they like you.
Yes. And he slowly sort of starts just reaching up with his beak and pulling on Nick's shirt, and still a little bit rough every now and then. You know, he's not used to a lot of people. But after a couple of minutes, just sort of stands up, gives a ruffle of his feathers, and then hops over to check out the food bowl, seemingly ignoring Nick, but trusting him enough to eat around him, rather than taking the food and buggering off again. Now, to anybody that's ever dealt with any kind of birds or any kind of animal, this is a pretty big shift. It's almost like over the last couple of days, he started to trust that, hey, you're okay, you've come and gone, you've bought me things, you're not going to be loud, you're not going to hurt me. The weeks that you spent with him are definitely paying off. So, you get the feeling that should you make the decision to take him home soon, you could possibly start to think of a name.
I think when Nick gets ready to leave, he'd talk to whoever's there that handles all the adoption paperwork. He probably would go ahead and start it, but he would want to make a point that because he is still healing his tail feathers, that he doesn't want to move him because that would cause unnecessary stress on the poor little bird if Nick moved him and adopted him now and moved him while he's still healing, because then he won't have the ability to fly. So he's already set on adopting the little guy, and has made it very clear not to let anyone else adopt him. That Nick is like, I'm just waiting on him to heal a little more before I take him home.
Not a problem. Well, Letty, who's been working there, you've seen nearly all the time, she's a lot easier to deal with than Carmel. You know, she definitely gave you, when she found out about your escapades with Victor, with Herbert the alpaca the other day, she definitely gave you a thank you but an odd look. And you get the feeling Carmel might have gotten in trouble for letting you guys do that instead of hiring a professional. But she still is grateful and hands you the start of the adoption paperwork and just sort of looks at you and says, we'll put a hold on him.
Thank you.
Can get in the cave,
It's gonna...
not many others can, so yeah.
Yeah. Also, I didn't want to closing that again. Damn degenerates. Anyway,
Beta chat.
sorry, Cole.
Beta chat.
Yep.
So,
He's gonna look and say about Herbert the alpaca. I don't think we had time in this heat to hire a professional, but I would like to know for further reference if you have numbers on like retainer, that if something like this comes up, we can call just ready to go. I would be more than happy to do that in the future. And he nods.
We had somebody that was planned to come out a couple of days later. Carmel's one of those people that doesn't like to spend money unless it's her own. If that makes sense, if it's for her. It was going to come out of the budget for some of the toys for the cats, which is apparently an issue for her. And you look, as you would know, the cat enclosure is so full of toys, it's ridiculous at this particular shelter. But it's still appreciated. I ended up making sure the funds went towards a few extra treats and that for Herbert before he's relocated eventually. But going to look for somewhere that already has an alpaca or two. They're herd animals. They don't deal well in their own.
I'd imagine.
Yeah.
He doing okay today? He's still being a grumpy little shit?
Well, we've discovered as long as you don't go out there with a big glass pot lid, he doesn't think you're going to hit him.
Yeah, hey, who'd have thought, right?
I know, he's a lot calmer when he can see your face. She sort of rolls her eyes and, you know, you very much get the hint that she does not like Carmel in the slightest.
Yep. When he is relocated and adopted and all that, I would like to meet people who are adopting him. Mainly because, kind of the cool thing I like about alpacas and sheep as a whole, and other animals of that kind of variety, their wool makes really good textiles, and it's very cruelty-free to get it, because you have to shear them anyway.
Oh, 100%. Look, I can definitely try it. Will depend on whoever adopts him, because obviously privacy policies and all that.
Oh, of course,
Yeah,
yes.
I can definitely ask them. It's not a problem in the world.
Even if it's just like, hey, I know someone if you're not doing anything with the when it's time for them to be sheared for summer, I know somebody who would take the wool off your hands and let them know I'd be happy to pay for it as well.
Not an issue in the world.
Even if it's... Oh. Go ahead. But if so, just throw them that little tidbit in the event they would rather keep it private, for sure.
A lot of people are happy to give out a little bit of information for some money. It's kind of an interesting fact about human nature, I suppose, in this day and age. But anyway, I've got to finish this paperwork now. So, good luck. Get that stuff, the adoption stuff back to me. If you need any additional information on current diet, etc., just let me know.
Of course, I'd be more than happy to take that, for sure.
Fantastic.
And he would sit there and fill it out and tell her before he leaves that he left the paperwork on the desk and it's already filled out.
You'd hear, yep, not a problem. I'll get you as soon as I can from out the back. And then, God damn it, hold still. She's possibly bathing an animal out there. You know, it's not an easy job. So, you are now able. You know there is now a forward movement on your new friend coming home. So now you just need to think of a name, really. Because you've already gone and purchased all of the supplies you need. You went and did that a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. But we're going to leave you with the joyful, happy thoughts of pitter-patter of little feet and feathery flap of wings around your apartment. We're actually going to cross to Emory and Ella. Now, you two have been rather busy the last week or two. So, about a week and a half ago, you guys made the decision to start looking, try to find Deva.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Uncle Brian had told you that she had surfaced in New Orleans. That was the information that you got.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you two are planning on doing to look for this, for lack of a better term, infamous ex of Ella's?
So Emory's suggestion would be to looking through police and census records within New Orleans to see her activity there, how long she's been there, how long she's been within the city under a census rule, along with any comeuppances that she may have come across in the police record.
That was pretty much Ella's idea too.
Okay, so you guys are going to use your contacts essentially to try and pull
Mm-hmm.
records.
Within that would also be the DMV records as well, whatever licenses she holds.
Yeah, well, DMV, I believe, is majority of that is public record.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I just need an intelligence technology roll for you. Now, you are aware that she is going by Deva McLaren, I think it was.
Mhm.
Is it McLaren I gave the name? Yep.
Yes.
McLaren or McCartney?
McCartney, sorry. Thank you.
McLaren is someone else that someone else in this chat should know about.
Yeah, McLaren's someone else. Apologies. We got a few of them kicking around. A few mechs kicking around.
Well, Mickey's going on. Okay, so I have no technology, which is why I was hoping we could get William to help us with this.
Okay, so you guys are going to go to the museum to attempt to chat to William about this.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. What? Are you going to go in during the day, I'm assuming? Like, sort of take a bit of a break from what you're doing and head in during the day?
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
So, William, we're going to call this a Wednesday. Probably about 11 o'clock, because I can't see Ella turning up at 9.
Absolutely not.
You are back at the museum having a bit of a break from starting to look through the new library you have to play with. So a little bit dusty, a little bit eye strainy. And Ella and Emory walk on into your office.
You look like you're having fun.
Remind me I need to kill my lawyer for suggesting a great plan that has added no end of stress to my life.
Is this the lawyer that's helping you out with the whole on multiple watch list thing?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not killing that lawyer.
But he's fine. What are you two? You two never come in here unless it's something that you need from me. You usually go in the other way. Or you come in and you be loud to go through this way. But you never stop and talk to me. What do you need?
Wow, okay, rude. I'm gonna pull out like a laptop, probably like a work laptop that Emory's been using for her PI work, things like that. She's gonna say, I need you to not put this on a watch list. You can use my accounts for things, but I need you to look for somebody.
Isn't that your job as PIs?
So yeah, I told you this wasn't gonna work, Ella. We're just gonna go. He can't do it, clearly.
Emory, stop.
Are you getting paid for this?
No.
No, this is more of a personal thing.
Then I have absolutely no ethical concerns. Who am I looking for?
Her name's Deva McCartney, and she'll give him all of the information that they have so far.
Deva McCartney. Deva McCartney.
At
Okay.
least that's the name I know her by.
You have your PI license, right, Emory?
Correct. So we are looking for Deva McCartney and any other possible aliases attached to this individual regarding their DMV records, police records, any licenses they hold. So for such, maybe a property ownership and a census in New Orleans.
Okay. What's your email password?
Emory will hold it, put it in. There you go.
You're no fun. William's gonna start looking through public records and everything that he can get his hands on to try and find the information on Deva McCartney. Yeah, McCartney.
So I need you to give me your edge test, please, if you're using global access for this.
Is this a technology roll? Can Ella give him a help die? Okay.
No help die.
Yes, you do get a help dice.
Oh, I do?
Yes.
Oh, that makes my so much better. Do I want to use desperation for this?
Why?
Point of order. Are we still on danger 2?
Can I use my desperation for this? Do you guys want me to use my desperation for this?
I'm gonna throttle you.
I say do it.
Ella would say do it.
My ST?
You are not really desperate about this. You're only at like 1 maybe for this. You're doing this for shits and giggles today, buddy.
Okay, then yeah, there's no reason to be desperate. I'm gonna
It's William.
spend a
He's
willpower
always.
reroll.
But it's William. He's always desperate. What do you mean?
He's desperate for attention. Only 3 successes.
Did you say something about re-rolling, by the way? Or you did re-roll?
I did.
Only 3 successes. It's really hard to get the job done without the correct passwords of the accounts you're trying to use. You can pull up the basic information. So you get the DMV records. You spend a couple of hours and you're able to pull up a rental in New Orleans under that name. You're able to pull up a driver's license. You gotta look at this individual. Kind of a similar look. Do you remember that Lana sort of has similar face shape? They're obviously, very obviously different people, but Ella has a type. You know? You can take a guess with your insight and psychology here. Ella definitely has a type.
Ella, you're stalking someone? This is a crime! I've committed a lot of those, but this is bad!
William?
This is an X.
I'm
That's
the one being
worse.
stalked.
Restraining order?
William, I am the one who may be being followed here. It would be very bad news if this woman were to ever show up in Florida, so we need to know where she is.
When you say it's bad news if this woman ever shows up in Florida, what do you mean by that? What do you exactly mean by that? This feels important.
If it ever comes up, I will tell you, but right now I just need to make sure that she stays where the fuck she is.
Ella, I feel like if you are currently asking me to find information on her, That means that this is currently important. So, because this seems currently important, I'm going to cease continuing my work until you tell me exactly what is going on. And I am confiscating this laptop.
I
Like,
dare
how
you to
did-
try and confiscate that from her. We are not letting you have unreined internet access ever again.
I have a computer right here.
Yeah, that computer's being tracked.
Yeah, of course it's being tracked. We're all being tracked. This thing has tracking cookies on it.
Yeah, but you're a little more than the rest of us.
You can get around that pretty easy. They just think that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, okay. Why do you want to know so bad?
Why do I want to know so bad? Maybe because I have an overwhelming thirst for knowledge that makes me want to know everything all of the time.
Okay, this has nothing to do with academics.
Does this have anything to do with the things we deal with on a regular basis?
It may.
Fuck, don't tell him.
It's gonna find out eventually.
And did you think that this was not important to tell me before I started looking up the details of a potential supernatural, therefore putting us all at risk by potentially tipping them off to our location?
The only
No.
one who's gonna be tipped off about is someone she already knows about. So
Do you know
we're
how
using
computers
Emory's
work?
laptop.
Do you know how computers work? Do you know how IP addresses work? Do you know how easy it is to trace that shit? Do you even have a VPN on this? Do you know what a VPN is, Emory?
I really want to punch you in the face right now, so I would really stop your motivations here.
Look, I'm just saying, if this is a supernatural creature you're asking us to look for, what was the state of the license?
The state.
What license was it? Florida?
What state issued this license?
It was actually Texas.
Fuck, that's closer.
No.
It's further
Well,
away.
Well, allegedly, she's in Texas right now, according to this. That's the
No.
this is the
No.
update.
The license is in Texas. She's currently in New Orleans.
The rental property is in New Orleans.
Well, apparently, she has a rental property in New Orleans. If she started in Texas and she's headed to New Orleans, that means she could be on her way here, which means this could come up very soon. So we need to prepare for whatever's coming this way.
Well, I'm not gonna
What
tell
exactly
this
is-
story. I'm not gonna tell this story more than once, so might as well. If we're gonna tell you, we might as well tell the other two.
Well, how glorious that you're finally opening up, Ella, for the first time in 1,000 years.
Emory, I see the look on your face. Relax.
I need William to give me a wits and insight roll, please.
Is it on me?
I just need him to give me a wits and insight roll. Should you wish to give me an opposing roll, you may. Manipulation.
It's-
subterfuge.
do I-
Absolutely.
Manipulation.
Yes,
subterfuge.
please.
Do I get my specialty? In fears?
Not at the moment, no.
I don't think Ella fears her. I think she just distastes her at this moment.
Yeah, right now she's not afraid yet.
I'm gonna spend a willpower to read. God, this dice bot hates my insight check specifically.
I'm also using a willpower because that roll sucked ass. That's better.
many successes, William? 4.
7 on a crit.
Emory, were you attempting to hide your current frustration at all?
Emory cannot hide. Has no subterfuge.
Ella has, as always, she seems to slip past William's ability to sort of gauge what's going on. She's a tough cookie to crack, that one, you know? Emory, on the other hand, you've seen this look on Emory's face, and I'll leave it up to you whether you decide it's worth pushing and possibly eat rug again, or it would be time to stop. It's the same look that Emory gets when she's about to snap into that. It's almost that older sibling energy, but you're older than her, so it's kind of frustrating.
I'm gonna give you this laptop back. He takes out a thumb drive from his pocket, puts it in. He copies all of the files from about this current case, as well as maybe discreetly tries to copy Emory's other case files for what she's working on right now.
I would like to attempt to perceive that, though I know I will fail.
I need a wits and awareness roll out of you, and I need a manipulation subterfuge out of you, please. William!
Can I make the argument for manipulation and technology?
I will allow that argument because you are sneaking around things.
Can I give Emory a help die?
I don't know if Emory's going to need it from that look on their face right now.
I would still like any die I can get. So go
Okay,
ahead.
well, yes, you can.
There we go.
I'm going to spend a willpower to reroll.
Uh-huh. William just can't help himself, can he? 3. Okay.
Oh, I definitely surpassed that.
What did you get?
5 on a crit. Three tens.
Okay. Emory, you don't really know a lot about computers at all. I mean, to be brutally honest, if it's not, basic Googling or getting into the programs you need to lodge information for work, there's not really a lot else you do. Although you know that William's taking way too long to copy over a file. And it's not so much that you see what he's doing. It's his words about wanting knowledge and wanting information, and then him taking a little bit longer to do things than you think maybe it should take. That's sort of what tips you off right now. Because there's a particular look on William's face when he thinks he's getting one over you.
Okay. So I would like to shove him away, take the thumb drive out, and snap the thumb drive.
Are you going to fight this, William, or are you just going to let it happen?
William's going to let himself be pushed away.
Mm-hmm.
However, while he's being pushed away, he's going to try and grab the thumb drive. Just so that she can't get it.
Okay, I would like a Dex and Athletics, please. William? And I'll get a Dex and Brawl off you. Sorry, Dex or Strength and Brawl off you, please, Emory.
This is not something William's good at.
Nope.
He's really bad at this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. 1 success.
Look,
Jesus Christ.
Emory gets it before you do. It's not hard for her to snap a thumb drive.
William, were you taking more than you should?
At least it could be his repayment. Trying to help. But no.
Taking files of something completely unrelated that has nothing to fucking do with you is in no way going to be payment for fucking helping us. It has nothing to do with the supernatural. They have nothing to do with what we've asked you to do. These are real people's lives you're fucking with.
Do we not fuck with real people's lives every day?
I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Are you
Ella's
seriously
gonna-
going to?
I'm seriously fucking punching him in the face. He has
Ella's-
gotten to.
Ella's gonna
Everybody's
stop
fucking-
her. Ella's gonna stop her.
Your sister moves in front of you.
It's not worth it. We know where she is. If she makes a move, we'll know that too.
All right. Well, we should probably get out of here then. Thank you, William, for your help. And then she'll walk away.
Ella, I will continue watching this, whatever I can do. Thank
I
you for
appreciate-
bringing this to me.
I appreciate that. Next time, don't try and take more than you need, please.
It's not more than I need. Who knows when the information can be useful? Sometimes it takes an extra eye.
I'm just gonna leave it at that, William. And she'll just go follow Emory.
I have a quick question for you, Emory. Did you throw the broken flash drive in the bin?
No, she still has it.
So she snapped it but like pocketed it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After they leave, if you choose to, William, I will allow you on another edge test to continue looking into this individual.
He's going to.
Not a problem.
Now, because he knows it's supernatural, does he get desperation?
Yes.
How many?
It's not a massively important situation. Probably only one.
Got it.
For now.
I'm going to spend more points to reroll.
Okay.
Gosh! Darn it! Still 3.
I will give you this. You spend the remainder of the day looking, trying. You get the lease end date on the place in New Orleans. The lease will end there at the end of July. So you have an estimated end date of that lease that she's in. You are also able to find prior information. So on the license, you get an address in Houston, but then you get the address before the one in Houston, which was in San Antonio.
He is moving this way.
Slowly.
That's a pattern.
This has been over the course of the last probably 2 years. You also get that she has gone by the name keeps Deva, but she previously, just as she landed in San Antonio, she shifted the last name from Deva Gaines to Deva McCartney.
Oh my, Miss Gaines. Oh my. There's something you're not telling us.
So, the question I have for the sisters is, after your conversation with William, is there anything else that you wanted to achieve?
Is there any way we could call Uncle Bry?
Of course. After leaving William, possibly going and hitting the bag a few times to deal with some of the frustration there, Emory.
Probably.
Ella will call. He's more likely to answer if Ella calls.
You better fucking answer in the first fucking ring this time, I swear to God.
Fucking right.
So, you head back to the Airbnb before you call, or?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys head back to the Airbnb, and you call Brian. As always, the first time you ring, it goes to message bank.
Uncle Bry. Got some information on the bitch. Call me back.
Do you call him the second time, or do you wait for him to call you back?
I'm gonna wait for him to call back this time.
About half an hour later.
What the fuck?
Motherfucker! This man.
About half an hour later, you get a phone call back. Hey, what's going on? I didn't realize you got bitch hunting.
Yeah, I decided if she was gonna move any closer, I better know where the fuck she is.
You're right, eh?
Yeah, she's... Well, she has a license out of Texas, so she was in there, and now she's in New Orleans rattles off this address, the address they have.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, it seems like she might be slowly making her way closer.
Huh. Hold on, give me a second. You hear sort of a rustling around in the background. He's like, what's that address again?
Insert address here.
You sort of hear him go up. What the hell?
What?
That's my old place.
Fucking excuse me?
I fucking stayed in that apartment building like 5-10 years ago. You know when like... Oh, it's just before... No, it's been like 10 years ago. It was just before Emory sort of buggered off to do what she was doing. I went there and stayed there for a few months. Because, you know, can't help myself. There was a cute girl down there. We were getting along. It was nice and...
You know, I don't care about your past escapades right now.
But I was staying at this place. Like, it's a well-known holiday rental.
Did you leave anything there?
Not that it'd still be surviving 10 years later.
Jesus Christ. Like I said, don't need to know about your past escapades right now.
Well, why do you keep asking then?
I meant in our kind of relation, not your relations with people.
No, I don't leave that sort of stuff behind. I've been doing this for a long time, girls.
So is she retracing your step or Ella's steps?
Did Ella ever go to that place? I don't think so.
No. I was there during, like, festival season. It definitely wouldn't have brought you there 10 years ago. Christ.
No,
No.
we were still teenagers.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a message?
Leech is pretty fucking twisted. I wouldn't put it past her.
Were there any cameras in the area?
No, that's why I picked it. I don't want anyone
I don't
to follow
fucking
me.
know. That's why I'm asking.
No,
Jesus, Uncle Bry.
That was 10 years ago, though.
I don't I don't like cameras, guys. It's something I'm not a fan of being tracked anywhere. I don't want people to know where I am, what I'm doing. No, thank you. Not way to have a good time, you know?
We
If
might
it
wanna
ain't a
still look
Polaroid I
into
can
it.
burn afterwards, I'm not interested.
So she randomly shows up, and the place she shows up is somewhere you lived?
Look, I'll call a couple of contacts and see what I can figure out's going on down there, but it's... I don't like this. Feels icky.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Yeah, nope. Feels a little more than icky.
Looks like I'm gonna have to do a bit more digging than I thought. Alright.
Yeah, whenever you get something, call me back.
I mean, there's always Nah, couldn't be.
What?
Tell us.
Let me do a bit more research into it first, and then I'll see what I can find.
Why can't you just give us a synopsis at least?
Do you know why I was hunting her?
Nope.
Would Ella know?
Ella would know. If I give me an... intelligence insight roll, please.
Damn it. My weakness. Can I use desperation?
In this situation, yes, you can.
I'm desperate. What are we at, 2?
You are at 2, yes.
Yeah, I'm at 2.
You,
I'm fucking desperate.
in this situation, you are at 2.
Let's see.
Please tell me if you get a 1 on your desperation die.
Got a 1 on one of them.
Your desperation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't re-roll those, can I?
Nope.
God damn it. I'm still using a willpower. Oh, okay, that's good. I'm glad I did that. 6 on a crit.
She's gonna be here like fucking tomorrow.
Shut the fuck up.
So, just to revisit, you understand how 1 on the desperation dice work, right?
Yeah, I still wanted the success.
So you want to take overreach.
Uh-huh. Yep, she's going to.
Okay. So, with a shiver down your spine, our memory kicks you in the face.
Fuck me.
As your world suddenly feels a little bit smaller, Ella. A few dots join together. Brian said he took this job on because it was personal.
Like family personal, or?
Personal. This person, Deva, had taken out a family member.
Don't you fucking tell me that.
All he told you was that Deva ripped away something that was important to him. He never spoke on his personal life much at all. Ever. He never told you about his partners or anything serious. You never had an aunt that you ever really had in memories of.
Mm-hmm.
But with that crit and taking the overreach, you remember once as a teenager going through his wallet, seeing a photo of him with a young girl, and it was not you or your sister. –
Ella's not okay right now.
As he turns around and he goes, look, some jobs you take on for money. Some you take on for reasons, okay? I don't have to fucking tell you girls everything. I know you think I do. I know you think that I owe it to you. But let's be brutally honest here. I don't know you shit. Your family, I love you. That hasn't fucking changed. I'd move hell and earth for you. You're my fucking girls. But there are some things.
I know.
There are just some things that I'm not always going to tell you, okay?
I know you don't owe us anything. Especially me.
This bitch has been causing issues for a long time, okay? Thank you for the heads up. I appreciate the information. For the first time you actually hear him go serious. He doesn't sound like normal, playful, fun, happy Brian. Right, look, I'm going to leave you girls to it. Looks like I've got some work to do. Be safe, yeah? Talk later. And he just hangs up.
I just figured out how much I fucked up.
What do you mean?
He always said that this was personal. And after that, I found a picture of him with a young girl that wasn't either of us in his wallet.
We have a cousin?
I think we had a cousin.
And if she's the one that did it, that would harbor a lot of things.
Yep.
All right. Well, we gave him the information. We know where she is. They have to have updated cameras or something around there. We could probably see if we can get, as much as I hate it, William, to see if he can spy cam. Maybe he can get Grover to do it for us.
I haven't heard him talk about Grover in a while.
Well, if William can't do it, then maybe we can have you schmooze him.
Me schmooze who?
Grover. You met him.
I did, but I was also trying to get things he owed the government.
But you fixed that.
I did.
So you're on good terms.
No.
Why not?
He's literally like sicked a little mini robot on me.
Fine. I'll go talk to him.
Don't think that'll work either.
You told me you like pizza? I'll get him a pizza.
If anyone's gonna talk to Grover, I think we should let William do it. They had a bromance. I don't know.
All right. Either way, we need to make sure we keep tabs on her. Could probably see if I can get one of my contacts to keep an eye out, but I don't know. Doesn't really stretch out that far. Be asking a lot.
Emory, we need to know the second she decides to leave Louisiana. Otherwise, we're fucked.
Do you tell Emory about the July? Oh, no. William knows that. Never mind.
Yeah, that was William, yeah.
On that note, however, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, there's a couple of questions that a particular individual needs to ask and go looking for. And we'll see where that leads us. So everybody go and move your bodies. Grab a drink, have a stretch, grab a snack, and we'll see you back here in a couple minutes.
St. Petersburg by Night is brought to you through collaborations with our partnered vendors, Wolfpack Dice, Ember Fox Dice, Dragon Ink Dice, Bear the Bard, Champs Tramps, Penshi Artista, and Chromatic Creations. Links to our partnered vendors, as well as our Twitch and YouTube channels, can be found on our website, stpbynight.com. The official theme song for St. Petersburg by Night is Vampire by Faith and Failure. You could find them at faithandfailure.com. You can follow St. Pete by Night on all socials with the hashtag St. Pete by Night. If you wish to support our program, you can do so at coffee.com/St. Pete by Night to help keep the stories rolling.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a good break, stretched your muscles, got a drink. Hopefully you're nice and relaxed. Because coming back in from this break, we are going to go and immediately start touching base with William. Now, William, last episode, you had a revelation, a flash. You saw something. You saw someone. You think. A flash of a green coat. A coat that should be gone. And then a person. You have decided this past week to make it a bit of a mission to look into this situation. What exactly is it that you are searching for?
William, now having seen someone who he had written off as dead, actually seen her on video footage. Could he have screen capped the footage and kept it, or is it
You could have done a real quick screen grab with your phone. Yeah. It's not going to be a perfect image, but you can definitely get a screen grab. Yeah.
is it good enough that he could potentially analyze it and look for this person across the internet and databases? Like do like an image looking for her face specifically.
Mm-hmm. You could definitely clean it up a bit. I'll get you to give me an intelligence tech roll. Just a straight roll, please. Because while you're cleaning up the image, and this is just going to let us know how you're going to go with this.
Oh, that's a total failure. I'm gonna spend some dice to re-roll. I spent a lot of dice to re-roll this time. 1 success.
You can clean up a couple of pixels, but it's not going to be the perfect image. It's not a face forward. You don't have a full clear shot of the face. It is slightly blurred and turned to the side. You can give it a shot, and you can try. Or there is another alternative. You can pull out your yearbook. Because in the year that she disappeared, there was a memoriam placed in the yearbook for her. Would have clearer photos.
I imagine he's actually at home right now. He's not at the museum.
So I can't imagine him doing this in a public place.
No. It's too important.
Mm-hmm. But you could definitely grab your yearbook, because your father kept all of those, so they're still in the home.
He's going to open up his yearbook, take it out from an old file. Like it's in a filing cabinet, most likely. He's probably kept it with a lot of important documents, despite the fact that it's not actually that important. Just to go through memories. He opens it up. He flips through a couple of the less important pages. Just good memories, you know? And he stops on the memorial. And he asks himself if he really wants to kick this can of worms.
And as he is thinking about whether he wants to do that, his brain almost rewinds. Memories come flooding back. Late night study nights with Jeff and Alice. Laughing because you've had way too much caffeine. Probably a bit of booze thrown in there because hell, it's college, why not? Cold pizzas, racing out the door at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning to make that class you forgot about. Late night walks home from parties that you really shouldn't have been at. Just chilling out in the sunshine, out in the grounds themselves. Double dates with Jeff and Alice, William and Michael. And then you remember the night that she went missing, that she was gone. You got a call from Jeff. Her room was messed up. There was blood. She was gone. You remember the weeks after following, looking for a body, to begin with, it was looking for her. Then as time went on, it was just looking for a body, just hoping to know, hoping to get an answer. Then a couple months after that, when they found remains, the identification was made. And the funeral. So many people remembered her so fondly. But something always sat in the back of your mind, something wasn't right, because after her funeral, it's like everyone just forgot. Everyone just kept moving on with their lives. It was almost like her family they cared. But it's like they didn't grieve for as long as they should have. Well, as long as you felt they should have. That was their child. Why were they okay after the funeral? What? Therapy's not that good, surely.
Never added up.
You sort of kept in touch every now and then with her brother. He's a couple of years older. He had a daughter 5 years after Alice passed. You would have thought, your only sister passes away, you would name your child after your sister, but nothing. There was never any memoriams that you saw from the family at all. You'd go to the gravesite sometimes, but it wasn't really well kept. You used to leave flowers there, till eventually you didn't. You had other things that you had to worry about. With all of that in mind, and looking down at the half-page photo of Alice, smiling, looking straight back at you, what do you choose to do?
William's angry. William rips the page out of the yearbook.
Mm-hmm.
Takes it to a scanner. I'm certain he probably has
Yeah.
like a scanner in his personal office.
Especially with transcribing some of the stuff that you've dealt with. Yeah. Being able to convert things to digital is definitely something that William would be operating with, yeah.
He scans the picture,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to try to set up a program to search the internet using facial recognition software, looking for her specifically and mentions of her faces in places.
There is actually already a couple of websites you can do that on right now. Public access. And so it's going to take a while, but they do exist. There are ways to enhance the algorithm and make it operate a bit quicker. But they're out there. And they're very easy to access. So, please give me your edge test.
Do I get desperation?
I'm going to ask you a question first. Are you using a VPN? Are you hiding what you are doing?
He's using a VPN.
Then you may use your desperation at 2, if you choose to.
That is 4 successes with the 10 on the desperation die.
Fine, the 10 on the dice is not a big deal. However, with 4 successes on your edge test, that is a success. You leave it running while you work on something else. Over the course of the next 3 days, you leave this search running. Finally, one day you walk past and it's search complete. It has brought up 5 images of this person. Only 5. Three are from the college. It's when the yearbook was converted. The memoriam one. 2 others from the yearbook itself, when they did quote-unquote flashbacks on their Facebook page from the groups that she was in. One of them is a partial. It fits, but it is of the person behind some other people in a club in Florida from 3 years ago. But the face is a bit different. Slightly more chiseled. The hair is a different shape. Shorter. A bit more masculine. The final one is an employee photograph of the Tampa Bay Times. But the name is not Alice. It just says A. McLafferty. There is a hint of a 5 o'clock shadow playing across the cheeks and along the chin. The hair is still long, about shoulder length. It's definitely a more masculinized features. But this was from about a year ago, 2 years ago. But you know those eyes, they haven't changed.
Liam's going to immediately check the Tampa Bay Times to see if there's any articles recently written by her or him now.
As the junior reporter, there are quite a few.
He's alive.
Most recently was a report about a winery exploding in Sarasota. This would also be about when you would remember. As I said to you, Jeff had that particular jacket. And it was one that Alice, back then, used to always steal and borrow. And he had left it on her gravestone back home. And looking at the photo of A. McLafferty, the employee photo, that's the jacket that he's wearing.
William's going to crack a smile. Sometimes it's best to let sleeping dogs lie. As he closes the computer, I just hope he's happy. As you know, he's not going to be able to do it. He looks up the offices of the Tampa Bay Times on his phone to see if he might be able to get more information on this because he's too nosy for this.
So the Tampa Bay Times has a couple of locations, one in Tampa itself. They do have 2 outreach offices, or several outreach place offices, but the majority of the work itself is done in Tampa.
Oh. I need to grab Nick and we'll go for a visit sometime.
Okay. So I have a question for all of you. Would you all still be meeting up this Monday? Or do you think, considering everybody's more personal endeavors, that you would be leaving it for now?
I think Nick would be there.
Vic is going to be there, that too.
Sure, why not?
Sure.
Ellis got a story to tell, and so does William.
William has to be there to keep appearances, otherwise he might get fired. So he's there. He just may not be there for the meeting specifically, unless they drag him in.
Well, Monday afternoon, before close of business, as always, everybody slowly ponders on in. You all meet up. Whether or not you choose to share stories, tales of what is happening, will be up to you guys over the following week, because we are almost at time. So please, tune back in next time, because you never know what might be around the corner for these guys. Good night.
This has been a St. Petersburg by Night production. What the Hell Is That is produced in agreement with the World of Darkness and Dark Pact. The storyteller for What the Hell Is That is Cole. Tonight's characters were voiced by Sam, Nabbers, John, Kingdom, and Nexus. Visit our website at stpbynight.com for more information about all of our productions and how you can become part of our community. Thank you for listening. Until next time, fangs, stakes, and claws out.